Hello everyone, my name is Brett Keene. One of the things I hated in my entire life was trying to be a Christian. Some of you new folks out there may not know this, but I was a Christian for 15 years. I did the whole church scene all the way from the moment that I could be put in diapers all the way until my teenage years. Even then I had my ups and downs, my doubts, my skepticism, but I never really questioned until later on in my life. I hated it because it caused me a lot of serious dysfunctions, issues in my life. One of the things that it caused me was that it caused me to be extremely dumb, uneducated, and ignorant. I'm talking about me, not all Christians, about what it did to me. The churches that I went to, they refused to study science. They refused to study anything about the progression of humanity. We were always stuck in the end days and new world orders and the destruction of the temple and the Antichrist and Jesus returning, shredding through the cosmos and through the atmosphere with his white pony from the sky, to pick us all up and take us away. I hated trying to fit into it. I could tell at a pretty early age that Christians and I were going to collide for a very long time. Even though I myself was labeled a Christian and I believed wholeheartedly that Jesus Christ had died on the cross for my sins, and I would have been willing to die for Jesus, I was so serious into my belief system, so serious, in fact, and so was my family, that my family did not consider nor care about my education. They didn't care about what I was going to be doing with myself in the future. They had already written out a plan for me for my life. They wanted me to be a preacher. They wanted me to be a minister, someone who owns his own cathedral, his own church, where I talk to people and tell people about the Bible, the good news. And that is one of the reasons why I know the Bible like I do, because I was forced to study it. Even whenever I had homework and I had stuff from school that I had to do, my mother and my grandmother were interested in me just studying the Bible and get done with the homework whenever I'm done dealing with my Bible and church activities and all that. Went to several church camps, and I remember running into so many Christians who were hypocritical and mean and just totally ignorant. I could never make or fit into the expectations of another Christian. I could never be what people expected me to be in the church. My preacher, however, he felt that I was very talented with the Bible and very intelligent with what I knew, so he made sure I was the poster boy whenever people came in and needed to be saved. He figured it would be great to send a little lamb over to everybody, because I guess when you're small or you're young, you seem innocent, and people are more willing to, listen to you whenever you're a kid. I remember being that I was that little lamb that was sent to talk to people. There were a lot of people who were hurting and suffering, and the only thing I could do was open the Bible and give them cliche verses and shit to try to make them feel better. And most people that I talked to, I was able to successfully program into the church so they would keep coming back and keep swallowing whatever the preacher was selling them. And it made me feel like a marketer, like I was some kind of businessman, like some kind of, just some kind of puppet working for a church. I never felt the Holy Spirit talk to me. I have always, especially back then, had this emptiness and this void in me where I just didn't feel that there was a God. However, there's a difference between avoiding an emptiness and then pushing yourself and intentionally deluding yourself to believe in something because you want it so bad. And I did. I wanted religion to be real. I wanted it to be true, even if it meant that I had to give up my integrity, my self-esteem, my emotions and stuff, and just become some religious robot program to say the shit that I said. It affected me miserably. It also, when I started walking away from religion and starting to find my own path and a direction, an alternative, and started studying other religions, and also trying to expose myself to what it is skeptics are talking about and what they believe in or what don't believe in or lack of belief in. I remember that a lot of the people that I actually thought were my friends and people that cared for me, they turned away from me. They turned their back on me. I always wonder where I'd be today if those Christians would have actually tried to be more encouraging and more supportive and understood that I was just a young man with doubt, and they perhaps, who knows, maybe at that time they could have persuaded me to coming back just on the fact that I had wanted to believe in it so strongly. Just being honest with you folks, that's the way I felt at the time. But I can see even now, stepping outside of the religion and outside of the belief system, that I wasn't getting any closer to the truth. I wasn't getting any closer to why we're here, why I have consciousness, why I exist, why I feel the way I do. The religion never answered my questions about why so many suffer, why so many hurt. And yes, these are basic, very old questions that have been asked for thousands of years. And the only way Christians can answer is, oh, I've heard that before. That's not an answer. It's not an answer at all. And people wonder about this all the time, and it rips their heart out to see other people, including people they love, hurt. So that's where I stand on that. It caused me a lot of issues. It caused me a lot of problems. And I wasn't honest with myself and honest about my skepticism or doubt at the time. And now that I'm a skeptic, I see that there's problems with everybody. That it's not just religion, but it's people abroad. There's so many people out there who have been hurt, who've had bad shit happen to them, whether they're atheist or religious, where they don't even know how to love anymore. They don't even know how to treat someone kindly or respectful. I've got caught up in that trap too. I've let some of my anger and aggravation push me to the point where I don't know when someone's trying to be nice or when someone's just trying to fuck me. I've been lied to and screwed to so much. So that's, I guess, the way it is. Has atheism helped me at all? Has it changed my life? I've been able to further educate myself. I visit the libraries and I catch up on a lot of stuff I didn't know, and I'm constantly finding out new things and great things about our world, but I also see a lot of horrific things that go on. I'm more exposed. My shutters are open. My eyes shall see. So I want to make a difference. I want to do good. Sometimes I wonder, though, as a non-believer, what is the point of trying to help people? Because this life is very short anyway, and whether I help someone see the light or I help someone find their path, sooner or later that path and road ends in either way. So it doesn't really matter. I guess it's something inside of me where I just want to help people. Even before I, became heavily religious, one of the things I wanted to do was help and do things. And sometimes I cause more damage than good. Something I got to work on. But that's what it was like. That's what it was like. And I see a lot of it going on YouTube. I see a lot of it going on in this world. People just trying to survive and get by, and they just never meet the expectations of other Christians and never hear the voice of God. And I'm sorry for you. I wish you could be the lucky person that wins the lotto and actually gets to hear the invisible man talk to you. I sure haven't. So until then, I'm going to continue to be a truth seeker, a realist, and if I'm wrong, so be it. Then I'll have learned something new.